Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' It's D, about to react to this Abbott and Preach vid. It's titled, If You Don't Celebrate Pride, Leave Our Country. Teacher tells Muslim kids pride is mandatory by law. This is a lot. Is this her in the thumbnail? This is doing a lot. And this is what I was referencing in the other video that I reacted to that Playback put up when I said that I understand why some parents are upset when they feel like things are being pushed on their children or being forced on them. And in this particular case, what's being forced is this teacher's political views. Like, bitch, teach the curriculum. What the fuck does this have to do with history or math or whatever the fuck you teaching? Like, you're doing a lot to tell these children, if you don't celebrate pride, then leave the country. First off, you sound dumb because they ain't got no fucking choice. They live where their goddamn parents live. All right, that's A. But B, you're just doing a lot. I feel like there's a big difference between, trying to get people to be more accepting and just trying to force things on them and shame them for their personal views. I just don't feel like it's effective, and I feel like it's a bit much to be doing in a school setting. I don't agree with that. But yeah, let's see what she said and what's going on. Let's watch.
So, all across Canada right now, we're seeing a bunch of LGBTQ protests in regards to Pride Month being involved in schools. The government has come down saying it may be illegal not to celebrate Pride Month.
And see, when they say celebrate, what does that mean exactly? Because that's the question I had when I was reacting to the other vid. What does it look like to celebrate Pride Month in a school setting? I don't think it's just them trying to teach gay rights history. I don't think it's that. It doesn't sound like that's what they're talking about. Because people were like mentioning that, like DMing me. First off, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Let's start there. I don't even read your whole DMs. Once I read the first couple lines and I get a gist of what you're talking about, D has left the fucking chat, literally. I don't care. My opinions are my opinions, period. All right, leave me alone. Anyway, but a couple people who like DM'd me, they were talking about like sex education and like mentioned gay rights history. And I'm like, that's not what the fuck was said. That's why I need further details about what does this look like to celebrate pride in school. It does not sound like they're trying to educate. That's not the vibe that I'm getting. I could be wrong, but we don't have the fucking details. Where are the details? But maybe they will elaborate.
Basically saying it goes against the human rights charter of said province to not celebrate Pride Month at school. So, parents don't want their kids to be indoctrinated. LGBTQ folks were, hey, we're not doing that. It helps with awareness and acceptance. Here's a teacher telling Muslim students that skipping LGBTQ events is not okay.
See, they're saying celebration. They're saying events. That does not sound like anybody's being educated. Like they're actually trying to teach about the history. When we talk about like Black History Month and shit, we're learning about the history of Black people and what they've done for this country and, slavery and all of that. We're learning about all of that. That don't sound like this is what this is. They're talking about events and shit. Like, what does this mean? I don't celebrate Pride, so I don't know what that looks like. And especially in a school setting, I wouldn't know what that looks like.
Well, I'll tell you, you are out to lunch. If you think it's acceptable to not show up because you think if there's some pride activities going on at school.
Activities.
Right? Oh, that's fine. Because I'm going to show my opinion by hanging out at the mall. But meanwhile, all of those kids who are, involved in, say, the Gay Straight Alliance or whatever, I don't even know if we have that anymore in our school, they're here when we did Ramadan for Lion Time, and they're showing respect to the class for your religion, right, for your beliefs. It goes two ways. If you want to be respected for who you are, if you don't want to suffer prejudice for your religion.
First off, why are you so aggressive, bitch? I don't like this. If I was a parent, I would be pissed.
Or whatever, then you gotta give it back to people who are different from you. That's how it works. It's an exchange. And it isn't like that in all countries.
This is not effective, dummy bitch.
In Uganda, literally, if they think you're gay, they will execute you. If you believe that kind of thing, then you don't belong here. Because that is not what Canada believes. We believe in freedom.
So if you don't participate in Pride events, you do not belong in Canada. Interesting. Listen, I don't know what Ramadan is like today, but when I was growing up, you did it. If you wanted to, you did it. And nobody cared. And honestly, I didn't care if the school got involved. Why would I give a fuck? I'm fasting. I don't need you guys to eat sambucas with me. We're not going to be there when I break my fast.
Period. Speak on it.
Called samosas, whatever the fuck you call it.
Yo, sambucas is fire.
Well, that's what we call it.
I want to be there when y'all motherfuckers eat it.
That shit is delicious. But my whole point is like Muslims have never been clamoring for other people to observe their religious experiences. They don't care. Just don't fuck with our shit. And I think most people agree. You want to do this LGBTQ stuff? Nobody cares. They just say you don't fuck with our shit. We won't fuck with yours. But this whole thing about like you don't belong here if you're not willing to participate in pride events is nonsensical. Okay?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
If you want as an adult to encourage people to go to pride events, there's nothing wrong with that. But saying people don't belong here because they don't want to go to your pride parade is stupid. And this is a bit like
parade. None of these words imply that anything is being taught. And a couple of the DMs that I even bothered to kind of read, that's what y'all were talking about. And it's like, where are y'all getting this from?
I'm for people having discussions about LGBTQ rights in schools during pride.
Right.
I don't think it's a problem. Okay, I don't care.
I don't think that's what's happening.
Want to say like the history of gay people in Canada? There's nothing wrong with that. But when you want to run like drag queen shows or running stuff like drag out for kids or whatever, it's okay with parents saying like I don't want that for my kids. The same way, I don't think there's anything wrong with not being accepting of like a Muslim sheikh coming to your school to talk to the kids or a pastor coming to. It's okay. You don't have to be for all of that stuff. But we've now made it.
This is the equivalency of having like, let's say a Juneteenth event, and like all the black students are showing up. We party at whatever fucking event is occurring, and us getting mad because we have other races who want to opt out. Or you have student or parents who are just like, I don't want my kid going to that June. You ain't gotta come. Cool. No, nobody cares. That is what it seems like is taking place here versus actual history being taught. That's not the vibe that I'm getting based on these two videos that I've watched. Obviously, this one is just starting. I've already paused it 50 times. My bad. I'll stop. But that is the big difference. And that is what I was referencing in the first video. Because when they talked about celebrating pride, that's literally what I was thinking about. It's a celebration, not that we're learning and we're educating. And that's not what the fuck was being said. So it's sounding like they're having pride events at school and they're wanting the kids to participate. And some parents are just like, nah, I don't want my kid to be a part of the pride events. Like, no. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, with them opting their children out of that.
But if you're not 100% with us, you're 100% against us. But why does it have to involve me? Why does my participation have to be part of this process? That is a question that I think a lot of people are asking. And I think there's actually a lot of school programs that are running Pride Month and their events very sensibly. Okay? I really believe that. In that they're not, overindulging. They're just saying, hey, we got this flag up here, and beyond that, like, we're chilling. Okay? And maybe we talk about gay people and what they've experienced, which I don't think is bad. But then you have other stuff that I'm just like, what the fuck am I even looking at? Like this.
So 1, 2, 3, we're gonna say so you're all three, okay? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Child, I don't want to go to this. So, you know what? Okay.
What am I watching?
Now, does anybody in this room know how to twerk? That's all they do.
All right.
And then you just move your butt up and down like that. And that's twerking.
What do you think about LGBTQ stuff being involved in pride in schools?
I heard a very young child making a very young child noise in the back.
You think it's good, bad, in
It depends on the level of what it's done.
Okay.
Sometimes, people are trying to do too much.
This is literally what I was thinking about. And this is literally what I'm saying. Parents have the right to be like, no, let's go home. And it's not that this is an issue. Sure, do you, whatever. But you don't force my kids to participate in this shit. What if they don't want to? You can't like. I don't trust this music. I don't know what this is. I don't trust it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this per se, but I also don't think there's anything wrong with parents saying. I keep repeating myself, but yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with parents saying they don't want their kids to go to that.
Of black people, I understand that. But if I would walk in one day and my kids are in school and I pick them up and everybody has a Black Lives Matter shirt and they're in
Pan-African flag.
Yeah. Kids with an afro.
I actually want to see that.
I don't want to see that. One other kid talking to me like, white kids come to me like, good morning, sir.
Yeah, and I would be like, I apologize for what we've done to you, mister.
That would be too much. And I'd be like, I don't want none of this shit.
100%.
Because that's too much.
I kind of want to see Hotep reading day.
Like,
Jesus was black. And so was your ancestors. Know your history because we are all one people coming from Africa. Take it back to the motherland because we are standing on an empire of sand. The West is a lie. Girl, I don't want you to die. My white people used to be black people, used to be one people. Poems rhyme like what? Hoes. Because we have cultivated a country of hoes. I do not want you to be hoed out by your government to the people of another government as we engage in war, soldiers or whores.
Yes, Hotep
That's
album.
pretty fine. There was some good. We got Umar Johnson.
Yeah.
In the building,
All
giving you the Johnson of knowledge.
All right, bye. Let's move on.
Like if my daughter comes back home, all right, and there's a kid, she's chilling with a kid, a little white kid, and the white kid is
white
like,
is
oh yeah, that's great, and he starts flapping like that. I'll be like, your friend is a weirdo. Why is this? What's going on?
Yes.
So oppressive. Snaps.
Yes.
Kindness. There are ways to undo white supremacy through low sound vibrations, crystals, African mythology. You just aren't in touch with the motherland, brother. So right now, you are using the oppressor's language. It's okay. It's not your fault. You've been indoctrinated, much like AI is indoctrinated the youth. You are having an opportunity to be indoctrinated by white supremacy through the indoctrination that we have on television, through your TV set, your movie
All right, Hotep
your
album.
television, your computer, your tablets.
Let's speed this up.
Every day, you are being programmed, my brother. ChatGPT is the new CIA.
Are you done?
Dr. Abazadazoo King III, never forget. Politics over Punani. Consciousness over Coochie. Politics over Punani, consciousness over Coochie. The black cause will not be televised. Keep it in your head. The black cause will not what? Be televised. Black means forever, nobody's never.
What?
Black queens forever, nobody's never. Okay, back to Pride Month. Wait, no. Like I was saying, Pride Month is the way that they will eliminate the black man by making our children gay. What they are doing is ensuring the fact that none of us reproduce through this LGBTQIA plus indoctrination. Carry on.
All right.
Preaches me.
All this to say, when they're doing too much, like Apple just did, it's weird. It's just fucking weird. Shut the fuck up, nigga. No, for real. No, when you do too much, it's just, it's too much. It's weird. No matter what it is, I think on both sides, people need to not go to streets. That will never happen. You know, people are the way they are. It's a utopia to be like to think that people are not going to go on the street. But Jesus fucking Christ. I understand both parties. Both sides. I understand both sides. When they say, yeah, there's nothing inherently bad in the drag hours and stuff like that, where it's a drag person, drag queen, drag person doing stories and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with that. It's extreme in the both amount where it could go that I have a problem with. At the same time, on the other side, the people that are against that are going to go to some extreme as well. You know what I mean? It's both. There's extreme in both sides. You know what I mean? I can understand the show where there's drag queens, the nudity doesn't belong in the school.
Right, I'm confused.
Like,
what
in
grade?
the same way. whenever you see twerking to kids and this and that and whatever, whatnot, which exists and which happened, that thing that you just showed us happened. I want to see my little girl, going to school and be like, coming back from school and be like, yes, I was today, honey. Oh yeah, it was a cool day. I had a pole dance class today. Even if it's a pole dance class and it's done for fitness, you cannot remove the sex work part out of that. Sorry, you cannot.
Disturbing.
It is, but I mean,
imagine kids doing pole dancing is just weird to me. I think it is weird. But I'll disagree with you on this point. I side with the parents because I think it's a parent's job to be overprotective of their children. That's what parents do.
Yeah, which is
right. Like you can't expect the parents to be like, just trust them.
What are you against? From what I said?
So yeah, like you say you understand both sides, but I'm saying the one that makes the most sense is the parent side, because parents are thinking about their kids' safety and their well-being. It's not like they're imagining aliens coming down from the sky. They're imagining stuff that they've actually seen other schools do. And here's the big problem: the reason why the other side, the drag side, loses a lot of its steam is because when crazy shit happens, instead of like saying it's not okay, they condone it. They're like, well, no, you guys don't understand this and that. I'm like, yo, you make all of yourselves look crazy when you are tacitly supporting the fact that, like, you got kids doing drag stuff, or you got kids doing this, and you might think that's okay, but I side with most parents who polled on this matter say they don't think it's acceptable.
I don't think it's...
And that's not just right-leaning parents, that's also left-leaning parents who don't think some of this stuff is acceptable.
I don't think it's a problem that parents take out their kids from these activities. I don't say that's a problem. Yeah. I don't see where the problem is there.
That happened too in Ontario.
Which is fine.
Well, during the Pride thing, I think it was like 40 or 60% of the kids didn't go to school those days,
which is fine, and I don't think that's a problem. Where I have a problem is with the mind, and kids stepping on flags and stuff like that.
That's
kind of weird.
That's hateful.
No, I don't have a problem with kids not going to certain schools.
You can opt out, even if you're gay. You may want to opt out. You don't have to fucking participate.
As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, my school was Catholic. I was Protestant. So whenever they had Bible study at school, I was not going. My parents said, when that class is happening, you're not going. It was not a disrespect to the Catholics. It was not a disrespect to school. Me, that was Protestant. Another friend that I had that was Jehovah's Witness. Couple of months later, right? Whenever Bible study comes around, you get to stay home? Yeah, because no matter where you're from, Bible study is... But no, not because of that. You could have stayed off and you chilling? No, I was not home. I was not home. I was in another class. I was not having Bible study. Oh, okay. That's right. Because I'm not gonna lie. If I know this Pride stuff's happening, you know the first thing I'm doing, and I'm snitching to my Muslim parents. You want to know why? Because we get to stay home, nigga. And I love staying, man. I was in another class. And you get to read that book. Yeah. And while reading that book, bruh, it was a break for me from the rest of the school, and because I needed it, I was snoozing. You understand what I'm saying? Let me take a nappy nap and not bother you. Just if I snore. But I'll be in the quarter. But all that to say, I'll be telling my parents, Bro, I think they bring in a gay pastor to the school. They want to convert me to Islam. No, they want to convert me to Christianity and to homosexuality, bro. You stay home. I don't want to be gay, Mom. I don't want to be Christian. I'm going to be like, you stay home for the whole week. I'm like, thank you, Mom. I'm going to be a good Muslim forever. I'll be playing video games. I'll be making shit up. Of course. Yeah, I'll be putting in flyers. I'm playing both sides. This is what I do. I'll be going to school, I'll be like, yo, I think we need to organize more LGBTQ events. And I'll be going home like, Mom, can you believe what they trying to turn me gay, nigga? Hey, you want me to suck, bro? When the teacher said, lick this popsicle, I ain't going back home. I playing both sides. If you guys ever had a snow day,
jokes this video.
It's when it snows so hard, everybody got to stay home. Parents get mad because they're like, fuck, we don't have a babysitter. The school's supposed to do that. But the kids be happy as fuck because you get to stay home and chill out on a Wednesday. Don't even lie. You remember the snow days?
Yeah, we didn't have much. Not as much as they have now. Yeah. Every day is a fucking snow day. Anyways, all that to say,
my bad.
It was not a disrespect to nobody. My parents pulling me out of those classes was not a disrespect to nobody. That was not just their faith. So carry on. You see what happened? Now I hate all churches.
I want to ask you. Just kidding.
But messages like this were quickly drowned out by the noise of a rowdy crowd. Students tearing through Pride posters and dancing on Pride flags.
You should get a problem with kids stomping on the flag.
Yeah.
Why?
Damn,
that's where we go into disrespectful. Right. You know what I mean? Where you don't go into a certain activity, it's just like, I'm not going to partake for this and that. You're not necessarily disrespecting the person. You're not necessarily disrespecting the person. Whatever. But stomping on a flag. Mm-hmm. Just what stomping on a flag means. Right. Just knowing that a flag is not even supposed to touch the ground. You putting it on the ground. The flag is not supposed to go on the ground. You put it on the ground and you stomp it.
Let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Why, if a kid wants to stomp on a flag, why can't they?
I don't want them to stomp on the flag because that it shows violence. It shows it's what it means to stomp on a flag, right? It's the violence with stomping on a flag. What that means.
It means that you're disrespecting the whole thing.
Yeah, you're disrespecting. You're dirtying the flag. You're disrespecting it. It's okay to say that you don't involve or you don't believe in that. I don't want none of that to happen with you. But stomping on a flag, that's a line that I wouldn't cross. It's highly disrespectful. Highly disrespectful.
Mm-hmm. I think when you make that kind of stuff mandatory and you force it on people, their reaction is to stomp on it. I don't think they would ever stomp on it if they weren't making this stuff mandatory and forcing it on people.
I don't agree with that. If you stomping on some shit, that comes from a place of hate. Like that starts to veer into homophobia. So I don't agree that, I wouldn't have done it if y'all didn't force it on me. No, that internalized hate was already within you and you're just letting it out. Like, I don't believe that, it's just because it's being forced on them. I don't agree with that.
Flag to say, fuck LGBT people. They're saying, we don't want this force on us. It's a different thing.
I can understand that. I understand what you're saying and why
How you going to make that claim?
Yeah, well, listen. You could just they push kids, and they push kids to wear LGBTQ flags. They make them wear it on their heads. They make them put on the colors. They make them do all kinds of weird stuff.
See,
and these are
what they doing?
Okay. So they're pushing the kids to do that, right? And look, I think it's kind of weird because I don't even think kids really have the mental capacity to really understand all the political implications of like donning these flags or stuff like that. Exactly. But they push the kids to do it. So for me, if other kids are on it, I really don't care.
Those are little
We're
kids.
already pushing kids to like adopt these political symbols, whether they really understand it or not. And then after they do that, then they're saying, well, you can't do it this way. For me, you want to stomp on it, you want to wear it. If one's okay, then all of them are okay. I don't think it's a good thing. What I'm trying to say is we're already pushing our kids into that political arena. And as far as them stomping on it, I really believe that this is only because it's being mandatory and not because they actually have a deep issue with LGBTQ people. Because I don't think I've seen this kind of stuff generally outside of protests in regards to like mandatory rights. Sure. So that's why I stand on the stomping on the flag. Anyways, I think all in all, the cultural war stuff has really reached new heights. I think there's a lot of fear surrounding it, some of it a bit irrational, but I also understand because the side with whom this fear is geared towards hasn't done a good side from distancing itself from extremism, and then they get lumped in with it, right? So when you see, Biden talking about, well, we give puberty blockers to minors and we should make all this stuff accessible to kids, it's like, yeah, a lot of parents who are against this kind of shit are going to be like, I don't know if I fuck with that. And you have the highest forms of government endorsing this stuff. And why am I talking about American politics on the Canadian issue? It's because you realize when it comes to a media level, Canadian parents are seeing videos from America, they're seeing videos from the UK, and they're seeing videos from Canada. None of this stuff is bordered anymore. None of this, even though the laws might be different in different places, the fear and the cultural involvement feels the same in all of these different places, oddly enough. So, yeah. Cultural war stuff is real. You're seeing protests and fights breaking out in America, in Canada, even in the UK. And I don't think this stuff is going to go down. I think we're just seeing a bit of it now, and it's only going to go higher from here. With this next election cycle, I'm expecting a lot more. Anything else?
No.
All right, let us know what you guys think in the comments.
Yeah, I just think this is a bit much. And this is exactly what I was talking about in the previous video, okay? I feel like, if anything, they should keep it educational and make this about gay right history versus all of this. This is a lot, and parents have the right to opt out. I don't feel like children should be forced to participate in shit like this if their parents don't want them to. Period. It's just my opinion. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you're going to watch, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.